back to another video.
Yes, indeed.
Something special?
Yeah, something special. Me versus you.
Yeah.
I'm particularly excited. Templar is my favorite. This particular Templar deck is my favorite. I mean, I opened my first box with you. It was Arthurian Legends. I got my Excalibur and King Arthur, and I fell instantly in love with the idea of the wedding hall, which we'll get to in a second. And you're playing Geomancer, which honestly, a sneaky card advantage avatar. So let's look at your list first.
Yeah. Well, this isn't my list per se. It was the, I think, second place winner for an event, and there was a list I saw online. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to try this list and see how it plays out.
Okay, so this list won some kind of event.
Yeah, won
second
some kind
place
of,
or something? Okay, nice.
There's a couple of cards I'm still on the fence about, like King of the Realm.
King of the Realm. Oh, yeah. Well, geez. Not in this video, but do you remember when you used this against my Templar deck? The first time you played this deck? Oh, good God. You know, I haven't been too impressed with the card just because I haven't seen too many mortal-focused decks for it to... Otherwise, it's just a 7-cost 3/3.
Which kind of feels really bad.
Really bad. But that game you used it versus my Templar the first time, like you just the game just ended. The game just ended, right? Like,
it was like the best $3 I ever spent.
Yeah. It was, quite outrageous.
I mean, it's wanting to basically just replace your rubble, play sites, so you're not having to draw from your atlas. You can just draw from your deck. So let's read the card here. So like everybody else, you can play or draw a site. But what's unique about this one is that when you play an earth site, you can fill an adjacent void with a rubble. And then his other ability lets you replace that rubble or any rubble with a site. So every turn, you can just draw cards like you just finished saying, instead of having to be stuck between drawing a site and then still get your site. So in a kind of like Pathfinder, right? It doesn't say draw a card, but you're essentially drawing a card by not having to draw sites and still get the sites. So very interesting and good avatar. I think this is one of the starter decks even. Possibly.
For beta starter decks, I'm pretty sure. And even then, it's like, despite that, it's still pretty good, I think. So let's take a look at some of the cards here. I mean, Tithe is fantastic, and this is definitely one of the great Tithe decks.
Yeah.
Like, just another reason to not have to draw sites. Like, this card does it for you, right? So, I mean, the 3 threshold is rough, but it's okay. 1 blink surprises me. Honest to God, I would assume there'd be more blinks.
Feeling I might have. I had the same feeling too when I was playing it. I was like, I feel like I could have used at least 2 in this deck because it feels after like mid game the card draws a little slow. So then you're always having to play the game of catch up. Especially if you're playing against the Sorcerer avatar where they can just start drawing 2 per turn. So I agree that Blink, I think, should have at least 2 to 3 spots in this deck.
I've seen in non-Archimago decks that maybe Common Sense can be sometimes a 3 of. Like, you don't necessarily need the 4 of them. No, they're amazing cards. They're amazing, but maybe you can go down 1. Root Spider always showing up in Earth decks. I mean, this card is absolutely insane. Especially if
it's almost an auto include. You're playing Earth. I mean, the Root Spider is just great.
I mean, you put it under, like, sometimes you just have, you even just wait, like, you don't play it on turn 3, wait until they have a thing or 2 on a site, and then you just put it right underneath and stop them completely. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got some good big stuff, too, after coming in. So, and the Geo lets you kind of ramp without directly ramping, so I'm curious to see these big boys come into play.
So let's see the Templar deck. Let's see their...
My little brainchild. So this is actually almost no influence from the ancient. I'm very happy to say that I just fell in love with this avatar and King Arthur the minute I opened them. And this is the deck, I mean, it's been we've been playing for 3-4 months, maybe a bit more. And I have played and tweaked and played it. Like, and even this is not my final list. Like, I changed a bunch of things here to add more cantrip-y, card draw-y, deck tutory things to just keep thinning to get to my big boys faster. But this is like my brainchild, I would say. Like, I've been tweaking this since day 1, and I'm very happy about it. Something to note is that I started with the cores instead of these mixes, and I deemed that the cores are really good, but you get to a point, especially with the Templar's ability of making your knights cost 1 less, that those cores are actually super useless as a late game draw, because like you just don't need that 1 mana reduction anymore. It's a lot better to have these mixes to just pump out like a Pelennor, a Mordred, a Lancelot, like on turn 2, on turn 3 sometimes, like turn 1 site with a mix, turn 2 site, the mix makes 3, plus the 2 sites is 5, plus the avatars with cost reduction of 1 is 6. So you can get these huge guys on turn 2.
You've done it more than once,
Exactly.
so it's brutal.
Yeah.
When I'm facing like a Sir Lancelot, and all I have on the table is like a violin or something, or just it's really intimidating.
It's insane, yeah. So what I've noticed with this deck is that you are able to get these well-statted knights into play quite early and start putting the pressure, even though you're not like a Fury Road deck, kind of thing. Like you're still putting crazy pressure. They have good attack, they have good health, they're very hard to kill by damage, or they have stealth, they have movement, they have lances. It's really strong. But I've noticed that it's extremely hard to kill once they're at death's door, because like at the end of the day, you're playing these beefy guys, so it's like they're really good, but you're usually doing one at a time, unless you have the mixes, unless you're late in the game. So like if your opponent is able to 1-for-1 with you, like I can deal my 4 damage, but then you kill it. I deal my 4 damage, you kill it. There's no, like I'm not playing any projectiles, I'm not playing any direct damage. So
direct damage or magic
exactly.
spells,
So to kill you at death's door was very hard. So this is why I started adding Whirling Blades, leap attack, and grapple shot, especially for the blink has been removed because I wanted other stuff, but it's okay. Like the idea being is like you need these cards to get in and finish the job. And Whirling Blades and Leap Attack, because your guys are statted so well, it's like you can clear the whole board with a Whirling Blades or a Leap Attack because of the striking, and then get in for that extra damage. So it's really, really strong. And one last thing I'll just say very fast before we get to the video, before we focus on the video, is Ruler of Thull. So sneakily enough, this is a Ruler of Thull deck. Like you just kind of at some point play everything to the back row, and then just come in for that Alpha Strike at the end. And the other thing is, one thing I added, which you absolutely despise playing against because I seem to get it all the time, is Queen of Midland. Thank you, Queen of Midland.
Yes.
As a Templar, as a Wave Shaper, as a non-card advantage avatar, you want to be able to draw cards and stay in the game, especially when you're being 1-for-1. You cannot afford to gas out. So King's Council, which draws you cards for the number of uniques, Queen of Midland, which refills you while your opponent has more cards than you, almost inevitably. Brother Knight, which pulls another knight out of the deck. Something that's not in this list today, but in the update when I got home, I basically added the card, was Sorcerer, Adept Illusionist. A similar card to Brother Knight, just being able to pull stuff out of the deck. So like cantripping and drawing is really, really important for this deck particularly, and most avatars that don't. Okay, so let's go here.
So I have to say, honestly, based on from the avatars I've played, the Geomancer is probably my least favorite. But it still intrigues me enough to not completely abandon it. Yeah, exactly.
You have noticed a little bit of a learning curve or like issues figuring out exactly what you're supposed to do.
Because it's kind of like this weird approach versus the other avatars with the rubble and the placement of the lands. But like I said, it feels like it struggles with card draw. That's where I feel yes, okay, it's kind of like a pseudo draw because you're drawing from your Atlas versus your deck. But then after mid to late game, I feel it's just kind of like the tank is empty and you're playing more catch up, you're playing more defensive versus, being aggressive. So that's my personal experience.
See, but like even like right here, just to say, for example, right, like I think here you should have not played a sight from your hand. You should have replaced this rubble with the top card of your deck, kind of thing. That might have been like something to get in the mind state of to help figure out this deck a little bit. I'm a little surprised I didn't take advantage of that situation and put my 12 sight on the 8 square. I don't know what I was afraid of. Like at the end of the day, I'm kind of the aggressor, so I do want to get in. Now, maybe I'm just a little bit slow, so I figured there's no point in putting my sight there since I don't even have a spell yet, which is, again, this is not common. Like, I have a lot of cards that I can play at 3 and 2 and 4 mana. So, like, I remember even uttering to you a little bit of frustration because we played another game before this, which we're going to have in a later video. And I had such a great hand that I would have loved to have against this deck. And I remember being like, Shark, I'm so behind. Like, I have nothing for 4 turns. Like, I was so sad, but it's okay. Like, well, you're also kind of giving me a chance to have nothing by you, unfortunately, not having too much either. So it mitigated my my back fall here, my back foot. One thing I want to also say about my Templar deck is, I made the comment in our group chat. It's like, when I play against not water, I prioritize the hell out of my water sites. Like, I just refuse to get earthquaked and buried when I'm playing this night deck. Like, I really despise losing to earthquake. Mm-hmm. So if I don't see that you're some kind of water deck, I'm absolutely going to make sure that I play most, if not all, of my characters on water sites, unless I'm forced to play it on the training ground. The training ground lets you play Knight, Sirs, or Dames without caring about Threshold. So it's a very good card for a Templar deck, but it is an Earth site. So easy for them to die once they're there. But it's happened numerous times where you've been stuck with an Earthquake in your hand, and I've got like 5 guys across 4 water sites, right? And it's just I can't.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, so like...
It's frustrating as hell, I could tell you that. Yeah. But, I mean, understandably, I could see why.
Yeah, which also is relevant for the whole Ruler of Thel thing, because it's like, if I can keep my guys alive on water sites at the back and you just can't get to them or bury them, then it's like that Ruler comes in and the Alpha Strike occurs. Okay, so you common sense for a Land Surveyor.
Yeah.
Which again is not, that's good because like anything to not draw sites makes Geomancer constantly better. Like let the sites come from elsewhere, his ability, the Land Surveyor, etc., etc., etc.
Okay, so you copied the windmill.
Yeah, I think I remember doing this because I needed the air. I needed the air threshold. Yeah. Or no, excuse me, I needed the earth to play the queen. And then you see like, I played her, now I could have played her where the Templar is. I don't know exactly why I played her on 12. She's definitely... Maybe just stay out of range of a projectile, just in case.
Yeah. Huh, look at you. Drawing mirrors. Mirror on the wall.
Yeah. So the queen is amazing, right? Once on your turn, she can untap an allied minion, and it's not a nearby. So literally, I can find the minion anywhere on the board. So if you got well statted, or if it's equipped with something, double attacking, really strong.
Incredible.
Like imagine with Sir Balin. So when Sir Balin strikes an avatar site, you destroy that site. But imagine if Balin is like too far away, it can come in, attack, be untapped by the queen, and come in again into the site of the avatar to. Really good.
Oh, my
nice.
lady.
There she is.
Well, I think I had opening hand.
You did, indeed. Yeah. Yes. But good to play it now when you have a value, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I figure, okay, worst case, I could have a blocker, return it back to hand.
Yeah. I know there's...
Replay it, draw side.
I know there's a point or two in this game where I do a take back. One of them is quite jarring.
I think we played this game over a month ago, if I'm not mistaken, eh?
It would have been
6 weeks ago.
It wouldn't have been the last meetup. It would have been the one before. So like 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago?
Jeez. Yeah. Okay, Color Out of Space is such a beautiful card, just as a side note.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
There's my lady. There's my queen. There's all the queens on board.
Yeah.
I hope Lizette's not watching. There's a bunch of blonde ladies on the board, and
I can see you love the ladies, huh?
Yeah. So here I move the queen back again. Just that's where I initially want that in the back row. I just didn't want to put it in line with the bridge that connects the middle lane and your avatar. Mm-hmm. So my first opportunity to play her in a water site in the back row, I took it. And yeah, the queen starts drawing cards. It's fantastic. Yeah, there's a bury in your hand, a cave in, right? Like it's all these like dead cards essentially because of where I'm placing. So I mean that's the thing. That's the thing that only comes with the experience of losing with the deck you're trying to work on, right? Like you figure out, okay, what cards should you be putting in my deck? And where should I place them against opponents' decks, right? Mm-hmm. So you just gotta play, and
because even the playstyle of different avatars, it's like you have to learn. Okay, when I'm playing this spell or this creature versus this avatar, it's better if I place it here. Like you said, the Earthquake, earlier, especially if you know the opponent's playing Earthquake, you want to prioritize placing your minions on the, water sites.
Yeah.
Or so on and so on. Or if you're playing against water, you want to do the opposite. So it's like, and I've realized over time, it's just, it's a huge learning curve because it's like you're trying to get games in, but the games are quite long sometimes.
Yeah.
So you're constantly learning because like if you're playing like 3 or 4 different, if you're playing Sorcerer, Geo, and Death Mage, Battle Mage, Death Speaker, and stuff like that. So it's like there's still a lot to learn, and I think it's gonna be like, and I'm kind of happy like this game itself too also takes like a year for expansion to be, because it's like It does take quite some time to really, if you really want to take a deep dive and explore on everything, you really do need that time, because especially the grid-based game itself changes so many dynamics, and just like we saw at the last game, the placement of, like, because Annie was playing, that speaker, sort of going across versus going, forward. So a lot to learn. And with this, playing Geomancer, it was just, for some reason with me, the gameplay, the style, I didn't feel it so much.
Interesting.
I don't know if you had like an avatar you played, you're like, I'm not like too crazy about the play style of this. It's not something I'm like, it'll go to the back burner. It'll be like, okay, I'll revisit this at a later time.
I think that was Wave Shaper for me.
Wave Shaper,
I started off really excited for it because I really like the concept of water control, but then like the avatar just wasn't doing it for me. Oh, there's my ruler of thumb.
Yeah.
Just as a quick backtrack here, I'm remembering another reason I needed that mirror universe to mirror realm to copy your windmill, was because I knew I had the queen in my hand and I needed to get the double earth threshold.
Yeah.
So it was double faceted for the queen and then the other queen.
Yeah, Mirror Universe is a magic card.
Yeah, Mirror Universe, yeah. I'll never shed that game. Okay, yeah, so
I think you have 4 waters.
Yeah, four waters and the mixes are definitely like oh nice. So you're saying like I am nowhere close to a sorcerer in terms of card advantage, but like I think I've already drawn 2 or 3 cards with the queen.
Yeah.
I just drew 2 more cards with that. I've got the Brother Knights to draw cards. I've got another King's Council, the Pendragon Legacy. It's like there's a lot of there's a lot of aggression and a lot of card draw in that Templar deck. I really encourage people to give it a try.
Are you playing Sir Totham in this?
Yes.
That's a hell of an annoying card. God. I think I played against Jerome and he had it, and it's just a complete, like, you have to, like, banish it to, like, pretty much get rid of that thing.
Get rid of it, yeah.
It's just such like, there's your Sir, was it this game or last game you were talking about, Sir?
Oh, okay, so now I'm gonna make I'm gonna make an undo here, like a little bit too late. I put that Lamorak in the wrong place, and I'm gonna shift it all the way into square 19 as like a oopsies. So there's no weird card being played here. It's just I made a mistake with my placement, and we're still playing a little casually friendly. So you do allow it. You're gonna see that Lamorak get shifted all the way to 19 at some point.
You think?
Yeah. I watched the video before just to make sure that the takebacks weren't too absurd.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. One thing that happens to me while I'm playing this game is like I'm thinking. I play the card where I think is right, and then when I say go, I'm not even focusing on you. So it's not like I'm gonna do this because you did that. It's like I'm literally still like, shit, I should have just taken 20 more seconds to keep thinking about this.
Yeah.
I'm so focused on like where I should have actually played it that I go, oh wait, no, here. And meanwhile, see, like right now, boom, see?
Yeah.
Okay. So like you've already played a site. So in theory, it's like, no, like the game has progressed way too far. But it's like, I'm not actually focusing on you. I'm still lost in my own thought. Yeah. So it's like, I gotta slow down. I got, like
that's what I try to do when I have my turn. I'm like, okay, play this here. What did they have? Can they do this? What do I think the opponent's going to do the next turn? So I try to place things, trying to predict what the opponent's going to do next turn. Obviously, there's, you can't always figure it out, but it's nice to know. See, like here, I should have attacked. Did I attack your queen?
You try to kill something. I think I blocked with one of them. I think I blocked with the Queen of Midland. I sacrificed my card draw. I don't remember. But see, it's funny because I make that, but this is what I'm talking about, right? I make that whole take back. And it ended up also just being wrong because you had the blink. So I should have actually just kept the Lamorak there. Yeah. Right. So even then, like, that's why I'm not making these changes in response to what you're doing to like gain an angle. It's like, I'm really just trying to conclude my thought, and it was actually the wrong thought at the end. Yeah. So no matter what, I still made the mistake, right? Like, but that's okay. That's okay. I can remember a lot of what happened. I can't remember my logic of why I shifted the Lamorak to 19. I don't remember what I was afraid of. Maybe I just didn't want to have too many things bunched in the same space.
Yeah, it's always the thing to consider, because if you have too much stuff in one area, then like there's a spell that kind of like our magic spell that just kills all your minions in a particular area. I've learned that like sometimes you need to scatter it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I think I remember, my bad. I think you can even see it. I have the ruler of thought in my hand. So I want the Lamrack in the back so I can come get you.
Yeah.
I'm much happier to be able to ruler of Thull you than to, so Sir Balin. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So this is the card we were talking about, right? When it attacks an avatar's site, destroy that site and bury the minions and artifacts that are there. Like, oh my god.
That's so disgusting.
Yeah. But now I gotta get to you, right?
I believe it's one of the true uniques, eh? I believe.
I don't think so.
No? Yeah.
Wow.
I can understand their thinking behind that, because they only want one of each knight or sir or dame, whatever. But it's like with the beta release, when unique means you can only have one.
Yeah.
I wish they had done something to kind of differentiate, like to tell the difference between
a true
unique versus a card you can only have one in your deck.
Okay, so I drew 5 cards off of 2 King's Councils. That's like disgusting. Really, really, really strong. Okay, I think the other. So yeah, I mean, you're kind of letting me do stuff. I think you have like the unicorn, you have the vampire, you have really good threats. You're just maybe not seeing them as much as
I was because I was like looking, because this game I was kind of looking at you a bit more and be like, okay, what? But honestly, I don't know why I was a little bit more hesitant than usual to play like my minions out.
Well, they are big boys that I have, right?
Yeah, that too.
But also, like, you kind of wrecked because, like, you've got 3 cards in your hand that would crush most boards, but I'm just playing on water sites because of PTSD. So it's like I'm blanking 3 of your cards in your hand, right?
I think my thinking was I'll let him advance to me. I'll Earthquake.
Yeah.
Then I'll play my
Rebellion. That's good.
Yeah.
And then you'll play yours. Sorry. Yeah.
Then I'll play my minions once I clear yours out. Because if I play it out, then you clear my board and you come in after I have nothing other than maybe like an Earthquake to like deal with it. But
the boss controls. Okay.
Yeah. So now I just put some bodies on the board just to kind of like just to deal with it. And like, okay, I put the boss troll there, but then is it next turn? I think you play your ruler, right? You just come in swinging for the fences. So
I think the problem with the next turn is that I think I do the take back 2 of 2 from this video, where I'm gonna play. I think I play the 7 Leagues boot to get that Balin into your space, but I don't realize that Balin buries artifacts, which means the boots will get buried if I do that.
Yeah.
So I think I do it, read the card, realize, no, wait, that's actually really bad. I can't afford to lose these boots, especially you have the spiders.
Yeah.
So I undo the boots, and then I think I do the Ruler of Thull. But we'll see in a second here. But the Queen has not. The Queen of Guinevere has not been used just yet. I want to see that untapping action. Oh, pogos. The classic pogo snack. Okay, so ruler. So not boots?
Maybe it was...
but I have 8 mana, so I can do both.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's just kind of weird to play.
So now I'm like, okay, well, this changes a lot.
Yeah, so there's the boots. Okay, so boots are in the deck because of the fact that I do like to build in the back, but I also have to get in. Again, the same concept. If I gotta kill you at death's door, so the boots get me in there. But this is all wrong, okay? Like, there's so many things wrong happening here. I can't cross the tournament grounds where your spider is.
Yeah.
Because it gets disabled. So that's wrong. If I pick a different route, you can intercept with the boss control. So that's wrong, right? Like, none of this 7 Leagues boots action makes any sense. And on top of it, it will just get buried by a Balin's effect. So like, in fact, it's just not only the wrong play, it's not even a legal play. So like, this undo is mostly because I didn't read the card, but in hindsight, watching this video, I couldn't even do it if I wanted to. So yeah, so we're just gonna have a little bit of a chat about that. It'll be undone. Yeah, there's the undo. Now we're appealing to the fact that it'll get buried for the reason for the undo. We're not even focusing on the fact that I made that illegal movement because of going over the spider's location.
Well, I mean, no, because it's ruler of thought, you just go on the other side.
Exactly. So, now it's a ruler of thought question. And now my queen can finally see action by untapping the Balin, and boom, I can come in. But first I have to kill your ISO, right? Because she can block to prevent the Balin's effect.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know why I didn't block with my soldier token.
I think we're going to point to it. You're going to see in a second.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I think after we realized, because it kind of blends in with the card, you totally forget about it.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with these little tokens. As cute as they are, I guess you could say, sometimes. Yeah, so...
Okay, so this is actually before we remembered that attacking sites aren't strikes. Yeah. So you lost 1 extra life, and I lost my lance token, which shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Oh boy. 4 waters into whirling blades. Jeez. So Balin, a ruler of Thul costs 4, and then the 4 waters cost 2, leaving me with 2 mana, plus 4 from the 4 waters. I have 1 mana floating after the whirling blades. Okay, so I used whirling blades to make Balin go through, strike your avatar, strike your ISO, and now the Balin can come back in to attack the site.
Disgusting.
You lose another 3. Your site is destroyed. And the ruler can... And on top of it, you're actually losing extra damage because the ruler gives them +1 power.
Yeah.
And
it's good to realize, like, these things, like, when you make mistakes, then you see it, like, especially on video, you're just like, oh yeah, I should have maybe, like the boots.
Yeah, the boots with the spider.
The spider and so on, and me not using my token, my soldier token to block, to at least prevent some of the damage.
Yeah. But I do recall that we go, oh shit, you have a soldier token, do you want to block? And then I think you gain your 4 life back. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like,
it's just...
Which is why I don't even mind, showcasing errors, because the learning curve is important. Learning is important.
But it's also like, people when they watch video, because like if you watch like, and not specifically to like sorcery videos, but like TCGs videos, gameplay, when you see a lot of them, it's like play, and then you see them play a game and that's it. But to showcase like, okay, mistakes are made, and I'm sure people playing this game make mistakes all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And to show it on video, be like, hey, you're not the only one. We make mistakes. Obviously, we're trying to get better at the game and focus. There's just so much going on sometimes. And I think even the seasoned player from time to time will make a mistake here and there. We do have a couple of people that have been playing for longer. But I think, so this is where you point out the token. So... I too like to cheat. I take these back to these. I remember 3 turns ago. Yeah, I like to.
Our Italian ancestors would be proud of us.
Yes.
Okay, so I chose to not come in with the ruler of Thul, but you see, I did have that 1 mana left over, and I Pendragon Legacy the Queen of Midland back into the deck just to make you happy.
Yeah, just to draw cards.
Yeah. I think even in this current list, I don't even have it yet. Damn. Okay, this is a. In 1 month, I've made a lot of changes. Like, there's not even the Vengeful Heir. Vengeful Heir is a 3-cost double fire threshold something that when you play it, you can banish a mortal from your graveyard, and it enters as a copy of that mortal. And since there you go, there's your Earthquake. You finally were able to kill my stuff, but the Lamorak will strike as a result of its death. Its death right.
Death right ability, yeah. So
you'll take 4 damage. 4? Oh yeah, but you move. You move first. Yeah, you move first. Yeah. To avoid that, you move. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
What was that? What the hell was I saying? The Vengeful Heir. So it's happened multiple times actually, where like you play Sir Lancelot and he's got Sir Pellinor, who's a 5/3 with lance and charge. When he kills the highest minion, draw a card. And so you play it, you attack for 5 or 6, then the opponent kills it because they have to kill it, and then next turn you just Vengeful Heir for 3 and you get it back for 3.
Disgusting.
It's really crazy.
It's so disgusting. But I mean, I understand it's like that's exactly what you want to do. You want to try to play these cards that are like super efficient. Like you said, cantrip, drawing spells, drawing cards, and I've noticed between this game and recently that your deck has been more and more like you just really are just getting into your like deck. You're just drawing a lot of stuff, and you're trying to ramp up really quickly.
Yeah, just not run out of gas. So like when you 1-for-1 me, I'm not just there with my hands empty. I always have something I can keep forcing you to have your answer. Eventually, I think you'll being the opponent will run out of answers if I can. But like with the queen drawing me 3 cards, with the 2 king's councils drawing me 5 cards. Like
I wonder, but a little off subject. But I wonder if like the set coming out later this year, Gothic. I wonder if there's going to be stuff with like a lot of graveyard, but like banishing graveyards.
Oh
in general. Completely. Like, we have Funeral Power that you can banish 3 cards, etc. But like, I wonder if there's going to be shenanigans with like graveyard removal, graveyard, interaction, kind of like Magic and Dredge, kind of like just reoccurring creatures from the graveyard. I'm wondering if that's going to be a thing, because I see like, especially you are like Archimongo that wants to like get cards from banish 3 spells, copy it, so I wonder if that's going to be like a correction, because we're seeing like Archimongo doing like really well. So I wonder if that's going to be like stuff they're going to try to include into the new set to kind of like curve Archie from like overtaking.
It sounds like it's logical because especially as a set that might be focusing on undeads and spirits and graveyard stuff, like you kind of have to balance your set by not just overpowering one thing. You have to give a way to negate that, even if it's just slightly. So it makes sense that they will release more cards that deal with graveyards. I want to say you were at 10 life, and I just want to say you went to Death's Door by virtue of the queen, I think, untapping something. I missed what happened, because I think you were at 10 and you fell to 5 after I attacked you with the Templar. I don't know how you ended up losing that much life. I have to rewatch, but it made sense when we played for sure. And even if it didn't, the queen being able to untap the ruler meant you for sure were going to Death's Door that turn anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, the ring comes at the worst time. My God, that's such a good card for gaining life when you're almost dying. But when you're at Death's Door, the life gain doesn't help anymore.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay, Caven's good. Caven's good.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to deal with multiple minions when you're at Death's Door, for sure. And also, like, I put my Galahad so far away, under the protection of Ruler of Thull's ability, but now Thull's dead, so...
Yeah, it's not looking good for me. Not looking good. Yeah.
It's okay, you may or may not be getting your revenge in a future video.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So what are you pro or against, like, when you're on Death's Door, the not gaining life aspect of it? Do you think it kind of, like, makes it more, like, you failed, you're at this point of the game where now you're not going to reap any of the benefits?
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think I'm okay with it. It hurts because you wish you could not just die, but I think the whole concept of Death's Door being like literally nothing can save you. Like you are literally creeping into the afterlife. That's it. The only thing that can save you is yourself, not your magic. Kind of, like just keep running from death as opposed to escape death. I'm okay with it. But
Whirling Blades.
Whirling Blades.
My mistake is I should have moved my Geo.
Yeah, but I did have the 7 Leagues boots from not playing it before.
Oh,
so like I could just jump across the whole mech.
Yeah, it's scary. Take your.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, so like, I'm really happy to showcase the Templar deck, despite what may or may not happen in a future video. I just want people to see like what's capable, how good Ruler is in that deck specifically, how good could the card draw potential can be, even though it might look like there's nothing. But that being said, Geo still honestly truly excites me. I think my favorite deck is the Templar, my favorite avatar is Death Speaker, but the one that intrigues me the most might be Geomancer, just because of that concept of its unique card advantage angle. So like, despite what may or may not have happened from your end on this game, I would still highly advocate for the testing and tweaking of Geomancer as an avatar. I think it's really, really awesome, and
I'll have to revisit that deck and tweak it a bit for sure, like King of the Realm, I think definitely be out. I think increasing the blanks, reducing maybe one common sense, and a couple of cards here or there. I think the deck will do pretty well, but like when you're playing a deck like yours, playing a deck against, knights and heavy card draw, it could be like it feels like it falls flat into late game. But I wonder if there's like ways to like tweak it and improve it later on.
And like honestly, there is absolutely something to be said about the fact that you're figuring out Geomancer. I've been exclusively working on Templar, so like I have so much like different experience with my deck that like I'm already coming in with like I don't need to figure this out anymore. Like I know what I need to do, I'm gonna do it. Whereas you're like, okay, this avatar is really good, but I'm still figuring it out. So there is definitely something to be said about that, right? And it has nothing to do with me or you. It's just how much exposure you've had to the thing, right? So that certainly plays a big factor. But anywho,
that wraps it up.
Exciting stuff, and we'll catch you in the
next one.